Stories that are untold, underreported, and all-out inspirational. Carey Pena reports.
Hi, everyone. I'm Carey Pena. Thank you so much for listening to Carey Pena Reports on iTunes and Stitcher, and for watching our shows on Facebook and on YouTube. You can always see all of our shows and content at inspiredmedia360.com. On this show, we focus on people who have highly inspirational stories to share. And I'm excited to introduce to you today Michael Barnard, who is the producing artistic director from Phoenix Theater. And your story is one of inspiration. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, it's my pleasure.
So we have a lot to talk about that's going on at the theater. Really exciting and cool things happening. But first, I brought you in here today because I got a media alert from one of your publicists talking about this big award that you just received, the Ellis Island Medal of Honor. So, of course, that caught my attention. First of all, what is that award?
Well, it's an award that's been given out since the mid-'80s, I believe. During the Reagan administration was when it first formed. And it is given out to upwards to 100 people each year that demonstrate an aspiration for giving back to one's community, for promoting cultural diversity, for acceptance of others, for adding to the cultural fabric of one's community to really elevate the American spirit in a very positive way, and also a sense of patriotism.
We are at a difficult time right now in our country. It seems very divided, and I don't get into politics on this show. I used to host a political show, so I've had enough of that. But tell me how you personally keep yourself sort of uplifted when there is so much divisiveness, no matter what your politics are.
I suppose that the tragedies that are constantly before us are something that rivet me to my soul. So what I try to do every day, but every time something happens or is reported, I try to find and look for something that can be the opposite of that, to inspire me, to find an individual or a purpose or a story that's out there that activates us and elevates us in the positive way. I think that the human spirit, at some point, I think our human spirit and our American spirit is going to ultimately say no more. We have to accept everybody for who they are and what they are, and that we're all important, and we all give to the cultural fabric of this country, and we all can inspire each other and find a way of living in a positive way. So I guess I hold on to that. I persevere.
Yeah, well, that brings me right into, before we began the show, you told me that a historical figure who you have read so much about and who inspires you to this very day is Abraham Lincoln. Share with the audience the story that you were telling us.
Well, I have this large photograph or picture of Abraham Lincoln in my office, and underneath it, it is one sentence after another, one bullet point sentence after another of: he ran for office here and he was defeated. He ran for this and he was defeated. He tried this business and it failed. It's one thing after another, and then at the very bottom it says, and then he ran for office and was elected the 16th president of the United States. And at the very bottom is, in large block letters, perseverance. And so I sort of live by the fact that you take an individual like that just kept fighting and kept going and saying, I have something to offer, I have something to offer. And ultimately, the country acknowledged that and elected him the 16th President of the United States. And I can't imagine where we'd be today if he had not been the individual that would have been in that office at that very tumultuous time.
And your mom was a history teacher, correct?
Not a history teacher, but her degree was in history.
So you grew up with a love of history.
Absolutely.
And obviously your parents had a big impact on you. When you carry that into the theater, in the Phoenix Theater, you guys have really made a national name for yourself. And this is the little theater that could, going on 100 years.
Yes.
How exciting is that?
Oh my gosh. We are 1 year away. The Phoenix Theater is going into its 99th season next year with a tremendous season of Tony Award-winning Broadway best musicals. There's 3 of those and then another world-famous awarded show, West Side Story, and then some great new work development, new shows.
How important is theater to the fabric of a community?
Well, I think that theater, because it's a live experience, one, in a day and age when we live and breathe by a computer or a cell phone, or little mini screens, and we always seem to be looking down into a screen of some sort. Isn't it amazing and refreshing and exhilarating to sit in an audience and look up and watch a live experience that you know is only being done for you at that time, because each and every individual show is its own unique experience based off the energy that the audience is giving to the performer.
And there's a lot of community connection that goes on within the theater.
And then I was just going to say, before the show, intermission in particular, and after the show, we have witnessed time and time again a wide range of demographics from young and old talking to each other about the experience that they just saw. The theater is a place of acceptance for everyone. It tells stories that I would never have known unless I had been a part of the theatrical experience. Famous stories, untold stories, fictional stories, historical stories, but all of them having a point of reference. I think it creates and develops the facets of your soul, and you become a better human being because you learn to listen, and you learn to not judge, and you learn to embrace the human spirit.
Well, as you said early on in the interview, the mission statement at Phoenix Theater is promoting acceptance and hope.
Yes.
And you're living by that every single day. So just in closing, as you walked up to receive your Ellis Island Medal of Honor, what ran through your mind?
I looked out at that room and I was so humbled and honored, and I kept saying to myself, how did I get here? How did I get here? And I guess I got there because I believe in giving back, and I sort of persevere the challenges that have been set forth in front of me. And that truly is the American dream, and that's truly the American spirit.
Thank you so much for being here, sharing your story. I'm surprised you didn't wear the medal. If I got a medal of honor, I feel like I'd be wearing it everywhere. I'd turn it into a choker. I'd be going out, lunging with my friends. Michael, you are awesome. I know you guys have a lot of great things in the works, and we will put all of the information up for folks to check out. They can go to phoenixtheater.com. You guys do beautiful work.
Thank you.
Don't even get me started on the costumes. Just gorgeous. And just many congratulations. I know there are so many good things to come for you.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
And thanks to all of you for listening and watching Carey Pena Reports. Be sure to go to inspiredmedia360.com for more on all of our shows and content. Until next time, stay inspired.